In 2018, there are many options for us to find discounted games on the PC. Today, I'm going to talk about my favorite subscription service, Origin Access from Electronic Arts. No, this is not an ad for EA. I was just amazed at the expansive selection of quality titles that they have to offer for only $4.99 a month. Yes, $5 can add up, but after a year, it only comes out to $59.88, basically the price of one AAA game, but instead, you get a ton of them. Currently, Access has around 130 games included. EA is giving us a massive library of content for a bargain price, and I'm surprised more people do not use this. Let's quickly run down some of the best games, starting it off with the Battlefields. You get BF3, BF4, BF1, as well as Battlefield Hardline, and every single expansion they ever released. That right there is $400 worth of value if you think about how all of those games cost $100 for the full game and the premium pass. Me and my good friend Chippy still hop on Battlefield 4 and we find expansion map packs like China Rising still being played to this day. Also, if you think about how Battlefield 1 added about 20 maps into the rotation through updates and now has around 30 in total, Origin Access gives you more Battlefield than you really could ever play. Not only that, but if you are a Star Wars fan, Battlefront is on there as well, but that game was booty, so moving on. Other first-person shooters included are Titanfall 1 and 2. These games do suffer from a struggling player base on the PC, which I discovered after installing, but when you do find a game, it can be a lot of fun. Titanfall 2 also has a campaign that is at least worth trying. If you are not a fan of first-person shooters, then maybe go check out some of the role-playing games. You get Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, which for those of you who do not know are amazing games. I really love that your saves and decisions continued over into the next game. That was revolutionary back in the day. This is my favorite trilogy, and I think everybody should play it. To this day, I have not played anything as much as Mass Effect 2. Everybody go play those if you haven't already, or maybe replay them in 4K on the PC if you originally played them on the console. Once again, this will include all of the downloadable content, so you will not miss out on any interesting characters like Kasumi. Also on the list is Mass Effect Andromeda, which I think did not get a fair shake at launch. The game was rushed out and crushed by critics because it had many problems fans were not too happy with, including bad frame rates, terrible facial animations, and an overall bland set of characters. However, today Andromeda is a fun game, and about 90% of the issues have been solved, except of course the characters and boring storyline. Facial animations have all been improved, so has the FPS. Andromeda is not a game that I would recommend newcomers to the franchise to start with, definitely not worth buying at full price, but for a game that is just sitting in a library for you to try, it might be a lot of fun for you. In Andromeda, I really enjoyed the movement, the gunplay, and biotic combos are really the best in the series. If you can run Andromeda at 4K 60 FPS, then you are in for a treat. The lighting is what I really enjoyed about the graphics. It always manages to set the perfect tone. If you do beat the game, do not expect an expansion. This game did not have any DLC for the main story, so none is included. Alright, enough about Mass Effect. If space and aliens are not your thing, maybe go check out the Dragon Age games. I haven't really played any of those that much in a long time, so I'm not going in depth on those. If you want to play a game that really maxes out your graphics, the famous GPU stressor Crysis and its two predecessors, Crysis 2 and Crysis 3, are also available on Access. Doesn't it seem like EA published an awful lot of trilogies? Maybe you don't like Crysis. Maybe you like horror games. Once again, there is something for you. They have Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. Feel like I'm saying that an awful lot. For sure, at least play through Dead Space 1 and 2. They are very short games, so you could probably beat them both in one night. On a service ran by EA, you might expect to only see EA games. However, there is actually 6 games on Origin Access published by Warner Bros. You can pick up Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight. There is also Lego Batman 2 and 3, which are very fun in their own right. If you like Batman games, maybe check out my Batman Arkham Rises documentary, which focuses on the development of Batman Arkham Asylum. The link will be in the description below. To have all these Rocksteady games on the list for $5 a month is a great deal. Asylum was the most critically acclaimed third-person action-adventure game of all time, until it was passed by its sequel, Arkham City. These are amazing games, guys. I really hope they continue to get non-EA published games on this service. EA seems to cover every genre with their releases. They also have 4 racing games available on the PC. Yes, you guessed it, they are all Need for Speed games. Including Need for Speed Deluxe Edition, we can also play Need for Speed Payback, Rivals, and Need for Speed Most Wanted. An honorable mention is the stealth game Origami. I had always wanted to buy this on Steam because of the beautiful art style, but I never quite got around to it. I was very excited to finally get to play it on Origin Access, and honestly, it was as fun and gorgeous as I had originally thought. Origami is about a ninja who can control and travel through shadows. And that's basically it. The gameplay revolves around sneak attacking the guards or moving past them to complete each level. The maps do not connect, they are zoned off and are practically just meant to see how fast you can get through them. The story is not as good as the gameplay. The voice actors I cannot understand. It sounds like they are speaking Japanese, but even if you could speak that language, the voice actors just sound like they are mumbling noises, and it's so quiet you can't even hear it versus the rest of the gameplay. Do not expect anything mind-blowing from the narrative. Besides that, the visuals are perfect for this type of game. Very saturated colors, dark shadows, heavy contrast, and it has a perfect soundtrack. Origami is worth trying out, and why not? You're only paying $5 a month for it. If all of that is not enough for you, maybe you might enjoy their selection of indie games, and they sure have a lot of them. I am not a huge indie gamer, but there are a few on the list that I wouldn't mind trying. Limbo I've heard great things about for years. I'm going to play that after recording this voiceover. Critics also love the game Inside, so that should be a fun playthrough as well. Besides that, I'm just going to list off a bunch of these indie games because I haven't played them and I'm probably not going to, but you might like them. Starting at the top, you can play Jatoon, Valhalla Edition. You can play Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. You can play Alwa's Awakening. You can play The Witness, Unravel, Goner, Lost Castle, Abzu, Oxenfree, Rhyme, and many more. It seems like EA is trying to really support indie developers, which is a nice way to help the industry. There's also a bunch of classic games like Ultima 1 through 9, Wing Commander 1 through 4, and Wing Commander Privateer. Another fun classic game on the list is the Medal of Honor Allied Assault War Chest. This features the main game as well as the Breakthrough and Spearhead expansions. There are too many games on this list for me to talk about them all. Stuff like Mirror's Edge and Dragon Age come to mind as other things to play, but this video is getting quite long, and I think I've made my point. For $5 a month, Origin Access is absolutely worth buying. EA threw together a massive vault of great games for the PC and are only charging maybe 1% of the total value. Once again, this is not an EA sponsored video. I just thought my subscribers should know exactly what you get for this insanely low price. It is stupid cheap. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. Besides that, my name is Troy Harrison Chriest. Smash that subscribe button. I'm out of here. Peace.